Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. Out at the range today with heavy metal with my 300 RUM or 300 Remington Ultramag. If you guys follow the channel, you would know that I recently picked this thing up. I've done a couple videos on this already. We did a chronograph video checking the speed, so if you want to check out that info, go check out that video after this. And I also did a video testing out how good I could do with the iron sights. So it's got the front blade there. I just took the rear sight off for this video so I could get this scope on here. But next, what I want to do with this 300 Remington Ultramag is to get it sighted in, which is what we're doing in this video. Then the next video in the series, I've went and bought a bunch of really expensive factory ammo. I didn't know in my brain if I was going to say ammo or ammunition, but I've got some factory ammunition we're going to group test here at the range on the next video, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed. But last night I got some rings on here and I put on my Nikon FX1000 with the 16 zoomies. If you're not familiar, Nikon FX1000, they're pretty good scopes. They quit making them, but they're pretty good scopes. You can see I've got this one pretty far back to try to give me as much eye relief as possible. There's a chance we might get scoped in this video today, but that's the plan. I've got one complaint. I put these rings on here. If you guys know me and follow the channel, I normally tend to use a lot of, some people call it cheap, I call it affordable pieces of equipment, and just because I think it's cool to show that you don't have to spend a bunch of money. I normally use $10 scope rings. This one I splurged because I didn't want to waste the ammo, and I got $50 scope rings. Some of y'all would say, oh, that's still cheap. Mine are $200 or $300. $50 scope rings, that's probably the most expensive scope rings I've ever bought, but I was disappointed. The bolts right here, every single one of them stripped using the tool that came with them, which is unfortunate. So if this messes up, it might be because I stripped those bolts and we didn't get them torqued tight enough, but I think they're pretty tight. I think it'll work. That's a whole bunch of rambling. Let's get this thing sighted in. This is what I am going to sight it in with. Some type of Horn Natty projectile loaded in these babies, but this is what I have the most of, so that's what we're going to use to sight it in. Then the other factory stuff will probably be pretty close. But you guys that know me know that I normally bore sight things at 10 yards and then we take it back to 100 and sight it in. But let's get this thing sighted in so yeah, we can hit what we're aiming at. Deer season about to start. Hey, this could be an option for those whitetails. Let's go back and get it close at 10 yards first. The lighting is kind of crazy here right now, but one of the comments that I get from you guys all the time is, man, I wish I could have you sight one of my rifles in. It's so frustrating. Well, it doesn't have to be frustrating. Let me just show you real quick how I do it. If you guys watch the channel, you see me do this before, but on the end I have my magnet laser bore sighter. It literally just boop, center it on the end of the barrel, turn it on, and it shoots a laser. And then for a large majority of center fire rifles, I've got a plate down there at 10 yards. I put the laser about 2 inches below the bullseye and put the scope crosshairs on the bullseye at 10 yards. Then when we go back to 100, it should be pretty close to being on at 100. So let me take one shot here and then see how close we are on that plate. We want the bullet to hit where the laser is, about 2 inches low, and we'll make an adjustment from there. Alright, so you can see the hole there. I'm going to make an adjustment and we're going to fling one more. This 300 RUM, the factory ammo is $5–6 a pop these days, most places. So we definitely kind of want to take our time and not waste a bunch of ammo. So we'll stabilize this with a sock again here, make a couple clicks, and we'll take another shot. Alright, let's send another one. Definitely keeping this brass. The adjustment I made should have centered it and brought us a little bit closer. Remember, I want the bullet to make a hole about 2 inches directly below the bullseye. Let's see where this one hits now that I'm not as afraid of it this time. Alright, see how that brought it closer to the bullseye and more to the center? I'm going to make one more little adjustment here. I think we're ready to go back. Also, I think the scope rings are working for us. Alright, let's go back. See if we can get her sighted in. Ready for that factory ammo test on the next episode. Alright, back here at 100. Make sure we got our eyes and ears for sure for the 300 RUM. Now there's a lot of people been telling me that they don't like these sleds because it ruins scopes. I fling a lot of bullets out of a lot of bing bangs. A lot of them are real heavy recoil and bing bangs, and I have yet to ever ruin a scope, being a cheap one or an expensive one. I've run into some issues where the rings weren't good enough to hold the scope, but I don't buy into that these damages scopes, at least not yet. If your scope gets damaged by that, maybe it's just not any good. But I fling a lot more bullets than most people, and I have yet to have that happen to me after like thousands and thousands of rounds. But hey, maybe it'll happen one day and I'll be a believer. So I'm going to keep using this rest. Let's get this rest set up and we're going to fling one. Alright. Now let's squeeze this trigger off and see where we're hitting. Hopefully it's at least hitting the paper plate here. Looks like we hit just below the plate. I don't think that hole was there. So, I think that's what I'm going to go off of. So let me make a quick adjustment here on that. We were a hair. Need to move it to where it hit. So we need to come down. The bullet's up, we need to press up on the scope. Bring it down to about there. Then we hit a little bit left to center. So it's left, I need to turn it right. This one ought to bring us pretty close to the bullseye, unless I just totally messed that up, which I tend to do about half the time. Let's see where this one hits. Recoil's not as strong as I remember. Shooting the iron sights where you really got to get your face hard on it, that was hurting my teeth. I definitely like the 300 RUM better with the optic on it. Let's see where this one hits. It ought to be a lot closer to the bullseye here. Hey, bullseye. I'm gonna leave it there. Sweet. That is sweet. Like I said, these bullets, $5 or $6 a pop. So, sighted in. What did that take us? 1-2 shots. That's a 2-shot sighted. Might be the first time we ever did that. There you have it, guys. Super quick video getting this 300 Remington Ultra Mag sighted in. It's nice when that happens in 2 or 3 shots, especially when you have got these big old heavy hitter bad boys that have some really heavy hitter price tags on the bullets. But the rings stayed good there for us. Like I said, I stripped them to put different rings on here, I'm going to have to cut those bolts off, which I don't want to do. But Nikon FX1000, super good scope. Comment down below if you would want this to be our #1 deer rifle. We can definitely make it happen. But you guys keep saying, how many deer can he take in his state? In Tennessee, where I live, we're allowed to get 3 does per day during deer season. So yep, we could get one with just about everything, assuming we can find it. So if you got some secret spots on to where to find some deer around here, hit me up in the DMs. Let me know. We'll come fling some blue lights at them. But appreciate y'all. Let me know what you think about the Ultra Mag. I dig it. It's definitely so much more nicer flinging those blue lights with the scope on it than those iron sights. I'm telling you, using the iron sights, everybody always says, oh, wish they used iron sights. They don't do that like they used to. Me personally, I'd rather have a low power optic over iron sights. Even if you're only hunting 50 yards, I'd rather have a fixed 4 power or a 1 to 6 or something like that. But this baby's got the long range optic on it now, the FX1000. It's sweet. That's way too much rambling now, but I'm excited about this setup and I really love it. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you're subscribed to the WHOTEEWHO channel. Make sure you're subscribed to our friends at Heavy Metal. We'll catch you guys on the next one. WHOTEEWHO!
Load it up and get it on as soon as you can. 30-06, 10 mil, 50 cal. It don't make a difference, man. We like to shoot and make a little boom boom. If you like flinging boom.